Don't quit yet. Keep working, keep grinding. I know it sucks, but keep going. Hey guys, I'm Chris Steff, and if you're new to my channel, this is all about Amazon Australia and how you can sell your first product in 2026 and beyond. So today guys, I'm going to break a question that I get asked all the time. It is, when can I quit my job? Do I need to quit my job? What process do I have to do to get out of my job and get into Amazon? Now, I want to tell you a little bit about my story, but I want to tell you about other people's story as well. Now, with Amazon Australia, there is the ability to make enough money to leave your job. That is not a myth. I have done it. We've had students do it like Troy and other students who have done it. But to be honest, the first place you're going to start, it's going to be a side hustle because you need some income and you need some money to reinvest. Now, when people say, when can I take money from the business? Well, it's very important that you can take money from the business whenever you want. You can take money as soon as you start making sales, but that's not a smart way to grow a business. Now, you're going to invest money to begin with. You're going to buy your products because remember, they're stored in Amazon FBA. They're stored in the fulfillment centers, so you have to invest and spend money. Now, once you have your products in there, they're sitting there and they're selling and you're getting that money back. But as you sell through that order, you're going to want to reinvest and reorder the next stock. Now, basically, the simplest way to explain it is if you start with 100 products and you sell through all 100, then the next order will be 200. The profits you're going to make are going to cover the next order. You're going to keep doing this until you have enough inventory to keep up with demand. And once you've kept up with the demand, then you can start taking money. So this leads me to when can you start leaving your job? Now, I was still working as a plumber for almost 2.5 years after I started selling on Amazon. I started, I learned, I made some mistakes, I lost some money, I made some money, I kept going. I started a new brand. This one did better. I made some more money, but I was still working as a plumber as I reinvested and got better. It wasn't to the third idea where I came together with my brother-in-law Eric and my wife Veronica, and we launched that brand that has now been selling for over 4 years and done over $6 million in sales. And with that brand, I actually did quit my job as a plumber and go all in to help grow that. Because it was growing so fast, I no longer had the capability of doing 2 jobs, and we were making enough profit to subsidize my plumbing wage. Now, I didn't get a full plumbing wage for the first year, probably about 70%, 60 to 70% of what I was earning as a plumber, but I had full-time access to growing this business. And that's when it began to scale. When my wife left her job as a physio, I left my job as a plumber, and my brother-in-law Eric was already in the business. Once we all joined together, we were able to grow this to the global brand that it became. So what I'm saying to you guys is Amazon Australia is a great opportunity to start it as a side hustle. You could be working your normal 9-to-5 job and you can be working on Amazon Australia in the evenings, on the weekends. Once you've launched your product, a one product store only needs an hour to 2 hours a week to maintain. You gotta make sure the inventory is stocked up, you gotta make sure that your price is good, you gotta make sure there's a bit of advertising, but it's a really simple business model to manage. When it gets complicated is when you start going global and you start having multiple products, and that's when it gets more competitive and also more challenging. But in Amazon Australia right now, you can have a 1 or 2 product store and you could be spending as little as 2 to 4 hours max. If you had a second product, I'd say 1 product, 1 to 2 hours a week, 2 products, 2 to 4 hours a week. An example of that is one of our students. He had a product that was one main marquee product and he launched a second product and he was doing about 2 to 4 hours a week to maintain those products. It sounds pretty easy, hey? Like it sounds pretty easy to do that. And that's why I say like you should maintain your job until you're making enough money to leave, because what the job's gonna do is you're doing your 9-to-5, and I know that sucks. I know you don't wanna hear this. This is like real life, pain. Like you guys wanna quit now. This is why you're watching the video. You guys wanna quit, get out of your job. But I wanna be realistic. That's not how it happens. That's not how it works. You need to actually still work for a little bit longer and continue to make that money. Continue to make money that you're then investing. So, if you're earning your normal salary, you're taking an extra $100, $200 out of that and you're investing into growing your product range, investing in, growing that product range until you're ready to actually pay yourself enough profit. Because if you start taking money out too quickly, it's gonna slow down the progress of your brand. It's gonna slow down how quickly you can build that out. And it will actually slow down how quickly you can leave the job. If you start taking money too fast, you're not gonna be able to keep up with the inventory demand. And then from that, it's gonna actually slow down your ability to leave the job. So I wanted to just break that down. So the steps to leaving your job is one, if you can, reducing your hours so you can then, work 4 days a week. I made a deal with my plumbing company that I would do 4 10-hour days instead of 5 8-hour days. So I would work Tuesday to Friday and have every Monday off. This allowed me a full day on Monday to work and, get everything I need to do with my Amazon stuff up to date. Like I said, 2 to 4 hours, plenty of time once the Amazon brand's going. So firstly, you could start to reduce your hours with your job. If you can work from home, if you can negotiate the ability to work from home 1 or 2 days a week, you can sneak a few hours in there as well. This is another opportunity, but you're still getting that income, so you're not feeling stressed about products, you're not feeling stressed about launching, you're not feeling stressed about how the brand is going. Once you've then done that, and then you're getting more time and you're growing and you're getting enough profitability, you've got the demand, you're keeping up with the orders, that's when you can start taking money. As soon as your demand is fulfilled and you're making enough profit, that's when you can start taking money. Now, the biggest thing to do next is not to take a full wage unless you have enough profits. Don't overdo it. Don't take too much money out that it's going to slow the business down. This is a big mistake that people make all the time. They start seeing that money coming in and they start pulling out a full wage and the business collapses because they do it too fast. Take it a little bit at a time. Pay yourself, 60% of your normal wage. Pay yourself 70%, 80%. Keep doing that. Remember, the more money you keep in there, the more money you have to launch new products. Build the brand out. You can take more money when you need it. And as well, if you're doing this through a business, you can start subsidizing things like rent, travel, buying products, product ideas. Anything you buy under your brand is a product idea. You never know. You may want to look into that and launch that product. So you can start using your business and your Amazon brand to actually subsidize other things. So you don't need to take as much money out. So yeah, guys, this is just a short video, a little one about when and maybe how you can leave your job. Like I said, do it in stages. Start as a side hustle, run that business up, make sure you're making enough profit and you're keeping up demand that by the time you take the money, it's not gonna hurt your business. So guys, I'm Chris Steff. If you enjoyed this video, comment below. Let me know if you want to hear more tips and tricks like this. This channel is all about Amazon Australia. If you want to learn more about the Conquer AMZ Academy, reach out my socials or hit the email below in the description. But yeah, hit a subscribe, hit a follow, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks guys, bye.